So CBO testing strategy. You most likely came to this video because you know that in September, we're gonna have no choice but to test with CBOs. Now, if you have no idea what I'm talking about right now, first of all, what's going on, guys? Ari here and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm gonna be showing you my exact CBO testing strategy, and this is something that you can apply right now and you're likely to get results. It's been actually working really well. But if you don't know what CBO is, it stands for Campaign Budget Optimization. So it's basically a new way to run campaigns on Facebook, Facebook ads, of course. And traditionally we set the budget at the ad set level, right? So I used to make a lot of $5 a day ad sets. I still test with $5 to $10 a day ad sets, but now there's a new way, and in September this is going to be mandatory to do. You can actually set up the budget at the campaign level. So let's say you set up the budget at $50 a day and then you have 5 ad sets in the campaign. What Facebook's going to do is they will choose where to spend your budget at to get the best results. Obviously, Facebook is not perfect. It doesn't always get it right. And this is why there's still some ad set management that you'll have to do in order to scale these CBOs. But today, I'm not really talking too much about scaling with CBOs. I'm really just showing you a testing strategy that I've been utilizing in order to test winning products. So anyways, let's just hop right into it. As you can see, we're in my computer right now. We're in my ads manager, actually. Today's June 22nd. As you can see, there's no filters or anything. These are just all the campaigns that I'm running on this ad account. I've been testing a new ad account here for my hybrid store. Now, one thing that I recently learned in the past 4 months is that you actually shouldn't run ads to a new store with the same ad account. That's actually against Facebook's terms of service. You're supposed to only promote one offer, meaning one store per ad account. And that's something that I literally didn't know. And this is why I've been testing new ad accounts here and there, just to see if that actually makes a significant difference. Because prior to learning that, I was running ads on ad accounts that had spent a lot. Because in my head, I thought that having a Facebook ad representative assigned to your account made that account better, but I guess that's not really the case. In fact, it can actually harm you to test a new store with the same ad account. So just keep that in mind. If you've been seeing really bad performance, or if you've been penalized a lot, that could be a reason why. So just wanted to state that real quick. But anyways, as you can see, we got some budgets here. What I'm doing is I'm testing with $50 a day. Now, of course, this is traditionally what I like to do. My main testing strategy has been 10 $5 a day ad sets, so $50 per day total. So right now what we're doing is basically the same exact thing. We're spending $50 a day, but instead of 10 ad sets, I like to do 5 to 10, not always 10. And the reason why is because it depends on your product break-even point. So let me explain something quick. If your product's break-even point, meaning the margin of your product, so what you make after product cost, if it's above $20, then start with only 5 ad sets in your CBO. If it's below $20, let's say your break-even point is 10, so that means you get the product for 10, you sell it for 20, you make a profit margin of 10, which means your break-even point is 10. Then you can test more than 5 ad sets. You can do 10. And the reason why is because the lower, the more ad sets that you have at a $50 budget, the less Facebook is going to spend on each ad set, right? It's going to spend a little bit on each ad set, which of course, if you had a higher priced product, it might not work well, right? But if you have a lower priced product where your cost per purchase might be a lot lower usually, then it's gonna work really well. So as you can see, these are performing really well, and we've only spent $71 today and made already back $224. Pretty good results so far for new products. These are, like I said, brand new products. I'm testing a lot of different things. Now, this right here is actually just a normal campaign. So I'm also split testing, CBO versus regular campaign testing. And honestly, that's what I actually recommend you do, is do $50 a day CBO and then $50 a day just regular campaign. with just regular ad set budgets. And the reason why is because they both still work, guys. Like, there's not really any magic thing that's just gonna give you results. They both work, and even though obviously we should be testing more CBO since it's like what we're gonna have to do in September, I still, the traditional methods still work, so there's no reason to not utilize them still, right? But anyways, guys, I'm gonna hop in a fresh ad account here and show you exactly how I'm doing this. All right, guys, so I'm in a fresh ad account here, and as you can see, there's like nothing here. This is just one of my ad accounts that I don't use, but I have it just in case. And let me just create an ad here. So what we're gonna do is basically do just a normal campaign, right? We're actually gonna start with conversions, and the reason why you wanna start with conversions is because anything else really isn't gonna get you sales. Now, what a lot of other people like to do is start with engagement and then create lookalikes based on that engagement, and you certainly can start that way, but I strongly just suggest you start with conversions. You're gonna get the best bang for your buck. I always say that starting with engagement is actually like a more advanced strategy to start with, and it's not really good if you have a lower budget because you have to spend like $200 on engagement or $100 on engagement and then running ads, conversion ads. So this is why I still suggest conversions. But if you're an advanced like seasoned veteran, then that definitely is a solid testing strategy to test out. But this is a CBO testing strategy, so that's what I'm gonna stick to here. So anyways, right here we're just gonna name this CBO, and then let's just pretend we're testing a makeup product. I know I always use the health and beauty niche because in my opinion, it's one of the best niches. I mean, I've sold hundreds of thousands of dollars in the health and beauty niche, and this is why I always strongly recommend it. So we're just gonna say makeup brushes. I'm not saying that this is something you should sell. I'm just giving you an example. Makeup brushes, and let's say our break-even point is $15. So we'll do BP 15. Boom. And then we're gonna click campaign budget optimization. Now here's where I want you to set a budget of $50. Now you can do whatever you want though. Like if you have a higher budget and you wanna test $100, by all means. But just like I told you, if your break-even point is less than $20, you can test more than 5 ad sets. But if your break-even point was $20 and above, then I would only do 5 ad sets per campaign. You can obviously test different campaigns as well, but this is just the general CBO strategy that's been working for me. So right there, we got that done. Obviously, I don't have a pixel on this ad account, but what you have to do here is click here and select your purchase pixel. Make sure that you're optimizing for purchases, even if you've never had a purchase. So let's say that your purchase thing here is red. That means that you've never had a purchase tracked by your pixel, but you still want to optimize for purchase because then you're telling Facebook that you want purchases. If you optimize for add to cart, you're gonna tell Facebook you want people who are gonna add to their cart, but that's not what we want here. We want purchases, and that's actually very important. Facebook has said this themselves. Many ad buyers, many media companies that spend millions on ads have also reinforced this, and yeah, this is just what works. So anyways, you'll click your purchase pixel here, and then of course right here we're gonna go to the detail targeting. So what's been working best for me is actually e-packet countries. We can actually look up e-packet countries, and we go to more items here. It's like super simple actually to so this is actually a Shopify blog. That's pretty nice, and we can copy this whole thing. Boom, copy, and then we'll create a list. We'll click select countries, and boom, we'll match the locations, and boom, 51 locations. We'll save this list and we'll name it e-packet. Perfect. So so now we got that selected, and we're actually going to do on locations. We're going to do people who live in this location, just so that we're not targeting any travelers and stuff like that. Those people usually are not in the mood to buy. Unless you are selling like a travel product, then that might be different. This doesn't make a huge difference. Like if obviously this isn't going to make or break your campaign. It's just one of those little details. And then for a makeup product, we're most likely just going to target women. Men are not going to probably be into makeup. Obviously that's changing now in 2019, so maybe that's not entirely accurate, but for the most part, this is what I would go for, just to get the most bang for our buck. Like I said, just to get the most out of our ad spend. What we're gonna do here is also do 21 to 65 plus. I don't like to do anything below that unless it's like a really trendy product. Because obviously, younger people don't buy stuff online usually unless, they have a lot of money, which usually isn't the case. So let's just keep going here. We're going to do in languages, English, all. We want to make sure that we target people who speak English. And then our detailed targeting here, this is where we're going to start, having some fun. This is where we're going to choose who to target. Let's do makeup. Makeup tutorials, permanent makeup, makeup lessons, beauty makeup. Okay, so we'll do makeup brush, right? Because that's what we're selling. That's like the most obvious one. 33 million people, that's big enough. I would say this is a good ad set, right? That's a pretty large audience, but honestly, Facebook does work well with big audiences. So I would just leave this as is. Previously I would have targeted worldwide, but nowadays I've just been getting really expensive costs when I test engaged shoppers. I still do both though. Like I test with engaged shoppers and without engaged shoppers, but just like I said, as a general basic strategy, I would suggest you just not use engaged shoppers. I still do half and half, just putting that out there just in case. So we're just gonna do makeup brush. We're gonna actually edit the placements. We don't want automatic placements. Now I will say that we do want all devices. I've tried just mobile only, and it does work well. They both work well. This isn't gonna make a significant difference, but the reason why I like all devices is because just kind of personal opinion, I personally don't like to shop on my phone. I mean, I do buy things on my phone sometimes, but typically I shop on my computer, and I know my girlfriend is the same way, and I know a lot of my friends are actually the same exact way. And even though we're not the target demographic here, so the thing is, even if 90% of your traffic is from mobile, if that 10% desktop traffic converts better than mobile, then it's worth it to target them, right? So let's, if you have a higher conversion rate on desktop, then you should still just leave it at all devices. And you can check this on your Google Analytics. I don't know if you guys have Google Analytics installed on your store, but if you don't, you definitely should. So anyways, right here, we're just gonna target Facebook feed and Instagram feed. This is what works the best. Now another placement that does work well is stories, but I will say that, just for the testing strategy, we don't want to do that, especially since we don't have a vertical video. So anyways, optimize ad for conversions, of course, that's what we want. And then for the conversion window, we're going to leave it at 7-day click or 1-day view. A lot of people, you could test anything else here, but I like to leave it at 7-day click or 1-day view because this way Facebook will choose for us what the cheapest conversion window is going to be. Traditionally, a lot of people like to do 1-day click because that means you're telling Facebook you want people who are going to buy now. But in 7-day click is like people who buy now and people who may buy later. And the reason why you want both those, because if you're targeting 1-day click only, you may get a lot more expensive results. And this way, you're just kind of letting Facebook have some freedom in terms of like the conversion window. But like I said, this is another thing that's really not going to make or break your campaign. Whatever you want to do with this, it's probably going to work. Everybody does a lot of people do a lot of different things, but this is what I've seen the most success with and what I've seen my students having the most success with. So the last thing, of course, we want to do here is just name this. We're going to name this e-packet, and then it was makeup brush. And I like to put the audience size in there just so I don't have to look in the ad set every time I want to see the audience size. And then that's that. So then we're gonna so anyways, now we're just at the ad level. I just made something up here. Obviously, we're not gonna be selling this. This isn't about how to make an ad. This is about the CBO testing strategy. So anyways, there's the first ad set for our campaign. Makeup brush, 33 million people. And then what you wanna do is literally just duplicate this and target something different. So just change the detailed targeting to another interest. A great way to actually find interest, if you don't know about makeup, for example, you could look up makeup brands. And it'll give you a bunch of them right here, like NARS Cosmetics, and honestly, all of these are great. I remember Maybelline worked really well for me in the past. NARS Cosmetics does. Just a lot of them. Too Faced Cosmetics. There's so many different ones. I know way too many of them, but they all really work. So that's basically my point here. I'll just do one more for you just so that you kind of understand. And like I said, if your break-even point is less than 20, I would do 5 to 10 ad sets. If it's more than 20, only do 5 at most, so that Facebook can, spread your budget accordingly. Then, we're just gonna do, so I told you that Too Faced Cosmetics works well. Oh, it's not even popping up. Let's see if NARS Cosmetics works. Okay, perfect. So that one's pretty big. 12 million people, that's great. So we're gonna do NARS Cosmetics. and then 12 million people, done. And then yeah, you just want to do this until you have 5 to 10 ad sets. And then what you want to do is leave this on for at least 3 days. So CBOs actually take a little bit of time to optimize, is one of the things that, you know, I've been realizing. So make sure that you leave it for at least 3 days. So that means you're going to spend $150 per product test. But this is what it takes, okay? Of course, if you have ad sets in your CBO that are getting like a $3 cost per link click or $2 cost per link click, just kill them, just get rid of them right away, and create a new one, of course, because that's the thing too. When you kill an ad set in a CBO, you want to right away replace it with a new interest. This is kind of what you have to do to cycle through your CBOs. I know that might sound a little confusing. Drop a like if you want me to make a scaling CBO video soon. If this gets like, let's say 500 likes, I'll make that for you. But anyways, guys, that's what I wanted to show you today. My new CBO strategy. It's very simple, it's very basic, but it works, and that's the most important thing. Like I said, I still like to test CBO and non-CBO side by side, just in case one of them is going to perform better than the other. But I will say that I've found CBO to be working a little bit better so far with my new product test. But with that being said, guys, make sure you drop a like on this video if you found it helpful. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. And of course, make sure you sign up to the Ecom Inner Circle waitlist. The course has been closed for about a month, but I will be releasing it in less than a month at a discounted price. If you're in the waitlist, it's going to be very affordable for you guys, and it's extremely value packed. The results speak for themselves, so make sure that you sign up for that if you're interested. And if you're not interested, just make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep dropping the value like this, and of course, on Instagram too. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.
Nike's on my feet, keep my cipher.